Today's Tips du Jour mailbag question comes to us from France. Robert, how do I know if I'm humidifying my guitar enough? Adrian in France. Adrian, I'm going to address it from a little different angle here, your question. I'm going to address it from the angle of how do I know if I'm not humidifying my guitar enough? And that's a little easier to tell sometimes. So, if you're not getting enough humidity in the instrument, the first thing you're probably going to notice is the action's going to suffer a little bit. As the top swells and it comes down with the lack of humidity, then the action will start to suffer and the action will become a little too low. If you get too much humidity in your guitar, then the action will probably go up a little bit because the top is swelling. If the guitar continues to dry out, the next progression is you're going to notice beside the fretboard. The fret ends are going to start to stick out the side of the fretboard. The fretboard is shrinking, the metal does not shrink, and therefore the fret ends start to stick out, and that becomes quite uncomfortable to play. If it continues to progress further, then you might notice the fret ends are starting to pop up out of the sides of the fretboard, not stick out from the side, but the actual fret itself will start to lift from the fretboard face, and you may have loose frets starting to happen. Then you get buzzing and when you play the strings up the fretboard. If it progresses even further, then you're going to start to notice structural integrity issues, perhaps some small hairline cracks along the side of the fretboard in your soundboard, right where it meets the fretboard. Perhaps the bridge will start to suffer a little bit. You'll see some lifting of the wings of the bridge as the top starts to contract because of the lack of humidity. Obviously, you want to take care of the situation before it progresses to the structural integrity issues. If it continues even farther, then you notice cracks in the soundboard, in the back, and in the sides. And by then, yeah, you should have taken care of it long before. So those are kind of the symptoms. Now, what to do about it? Humidify your guitar. It's that simple. Guitars like to live in the 40 to 50% relative humidity range, so try and keep that fairly constant. Now, whatever means you use to do that, it's all valid. If you use just something in the environment the guitar is played, fantastic. If you use something inside the case, fantastic. If you use something inside the guitar, great. Do something. You got to keep them humidified. So, those are the symptoms, Adrian, and thank you very much for your question. Happy building.